What is up, Armchair Fandom Maniacs? Welcome to another video on Armchair Fandom. Today, we're going to be talking about some upcoming releases over the next year that this channel will be excited about. Hopefully, you will be excited about. Like I said in a prior video, if there's a movie coming out, a movie you want us to review, anything you would like for us to discuss as a topic, all you have to do is reach out on Facebook to the Armchair Fandom Facebook group. You can leave a comment in the comment section below under our videos, or you can reach me on Twitter at armchair_fandom. If you like our content, if you don't have a YouTube subscription, sign up for a YouTube account. Look for our channel. Just search for Armchair Fandom. Once you're on our channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like a video that you watch, hit the like button. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when we have more content available. And leave a comment in the comment section below. That helps the YouTube algorithms gauge interest and point people to our videos. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about upcoming movie releases. And before we do that, I'm going to bring in my guest, Ashley Houchins, if I can figure it out here. What's up, Ashley?
Do this again.
What's that?
Let's do this again, or as Obi-Wan would say, hello there.
Yeah, well, they don't know we're doing this back to back. We're doing these videos back to back, and then we upload them through the week now because we was running into so many technical difficulties with our audio and stuff, and we had to put Ashley in and out of the stream and stuff. But hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to get some new equipment and rearrange some things and make some improvements to our content. Hopefully, this not posing such a challenge going forward. If our videos and streams start going over more easily, I can probably focus more attention on getting merchandise out and things of that nature.
Yeah,
And
the high ground is overrated. Copyright.
the high ground is overrated. Darth Pane.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get that out, man. That's I love that. The high ground's overrated in Star Wars and in real life.
It is. How often does something like that actually go from the movies in real life and be perfect for either one?
Hey, man, somebody just cussed you out on the highway. You should probably be kind to them. High ground's overrated, man.
High ground's overrated. Cut them off.
With that said, let's talk about some upcoming movie releases. We'll try to do this faster, make this a shorter video. There's only a few of these properties really that I want to talk about in any detail. A lot of these already have trailers that have dropped. The first one comes out, let's see here, I think at the end of this month, April 1st, which is Morbius. I think there's one of these is coming out before this, but it's going to be later on in the list because it wasn't actually in the list that I looked up. But Morbius, it says here, Ashley, biochemist Michael Morbius tries to cure himself of a rare blood disease, but he inadvertently infects himself with a form of vampirism instead. Do you know anything about this character? This is a Marvel character, correct?
Yes. I will say, I try not to be too negative about this, but I have a friend of mine who's a lot more bigger fan of Morbius, the character, than I am. I've read Spider-Man for the better part of 40 years. He was always Morbius. The character of Michael Morbius has always been a C-grade villain at best. If I saw he was in a book, I never had to go buy it. I've read enough of his stories that it's interesting if you want to have more vampires. They're going to do something with Dracula, with Blade, and everything coming up. Since I get it to a degree, but this is still Sony. So Sony's track record with some of these Spider-Man movies, as you well know, before Marvel started helping them, is dubious at best in some instances.
So is Morbius going to be in the MCU? Or is he just going to be in the Sonyverse?
Sonyverse right now, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, that probably is a good thing. Put him over there as Venom, and I mean, I don't know anything about him. Like I've confessed many times, I don't read comics. I'm only introduced to these characters as they come out in these movies. I like the trailer. I have to be honest.
Taylor was okay.
Uh,
Jared Leto's a good actor, but I mean, I'm not gonna go see it because I'm not interested. I never liked the character in the books. I'm not. It's kind of like Eternals. I went and saw Eternals because it's a. I read one comic of the Eternals and I wasn't impressed. The movies, we talked about the movie, while it was actually pretty a lot of good effects. I was, some
well, we got to
characters.
go. We got to go see it so we can review it.
I don't know. You might
Uh,
put a gun in my head.
but yeah, Jared Leto is a good actor, so I'm interested in it. I got to be honest. That's just because I don't know anything about it. So just give me this poster and the trailer, and tell me it's a comic book movie. That makes me interested. If you're a hardcore comic book reader and you got a history with comic books, I can understand if it's something you're not interested in. But the next one is comes out. Let's see, what May the 6th. This one, the trailer looks really good. There's something I'm worried about with this movie, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and there is something that about this movie I'm very, very skeptical of. The trailer looks great. It's got some great characters. Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange is one of the best characters in the Infinity Saga story. Scarlet Witch, all this stuff sounds good, but there's a character in here that they're kind of hiding in the background. And it says here Dr. Stephen Strange cast a forbidden spell that opens the door to the multiverse, including an alternate version of himself whose threat to humanity is too great for the combined forces of Strange, Wong, and Wanda Maximoff. The one thing I'm worried about with this movie is there's a character in this movie that they've kept hidden. You got to really look for her to in the trailer to even see her, and that's a character named America Chavez. And when it comes out that she has to save the day at the end of this movie, I might blow up the movie theater.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but I tell you, I doubt very seriously that a young character like that's going to save the day. But from everything I've heard, this basically is going to be about Wanda being the villain for the biggest part of the movie, and I don't. I think it's going to take more than just American Chavez to bring down the Scarlet Witch.
We'll see.
And I think a bigger thing. I don't know if you saw this or not. I saw one of these Twitter sites that I follow that actually has a good record for reporting MCU scoops. Said that they had gotten word that the Marvel Studios had cast Ashley Olsen, who we all know is one of the Olsen sisters, from Full House show, to be a multiverse version of the Scarlet Witch for this movie. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but that would be very interesting if that's the case.
That's the sister of the Elizabeth Olsen who plays the actual Scarlet Witch.
Yes, and
Yeah,
they were, and I think that would be very interesting if that's true.
yeah. All right, moving on. Uh, June 10th, 2000 of this year. Jurassic World Dominion. I don't know how you are about the Jurassic World franchise or the Jurassic Park franchise. Uh, some of these movies have been good. Some of them haven't been so great. Chris Pratt's in it. Chris Pratt's good. They're bringing back the entire original cast. Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern's coming back. Uh, uh, the thing about the Jurassic Park franchise is back in the day, man, I remember going and watching Jurassic Park at the theater. And back in the day, man, that movie was absolutely amazing because it was the first, if I'm not mistaken, and it may be the one of the first that had characters that were entirely CGI. but the dinosaurs in it were entirely CGI, and you couldn't even tell it.
Yeah.
And with John Williams' score and everything about Jurassic Park, man, it's just one of those movies that, I mean, I remember watching it probably 7 or 8 times just when the VHS tape come out.
I was actually kind of surprised that they rebooted it because I'm never really a big fan of rebooting franchises, but I tell you, it seems like the reboot did very well. I mean, the first movie Chris Pratt did for this made a ton of money. I mean, it made basically Star Wars and Infinity War money close to it.
Yeah,
So I think it bodes well that they brought back everybody from the original ones that Jeff Goldblum did and put in with Chris Pratt. I think it'll probably do very well.
yeah. So I'll be excited to see. I don't know if I'll make it out to the theater to see this. Just depends on how I feel when the time comes. But the next one, you'll have a
What
lot more.
you want to go see Morbius and not go see that? That's shocking. Hey man,
Well, I
Morbius,
mean,
where's that loser? Okay,
when these movies comes out, man, it just depends on how busy I am and stuff, man. Chasing a 4-year-old around don't leave you a whole lot of time most of the time.
there you go.
So the next one I got here, you'll know a lot more about it than I will. I'm familiar with the character and everything that's taking place in the MCU, but as far as the news concerning this movie, I haven't heard a lot except some of the people that's in it. And I'm really afraid that this might be the movie that completely opens the door to uh, the MCU being completely woke, and that's Thor: Love and Thunder coming out July 8th.
No, they look. Thor: Love and Thunder's not going to do that. The Eternals already started doing that, so Thor: Love and Thunder's not going to do that.
Well,
And but
the
as
Eternals
far as
did a little bit. I'm just talking about kicking the gate completely open.
I don't think it will to a degree because I think Feige there going to be some of that in there. But here's the thing: um, the story is going to be based on Jason Aaron's run in Thor, where he had Jane Foster Thor became unworthy for the hammer. The Odin son did, and she ended up getting it. And I think they're going to mix in the part where she had cancer. She gets cancer, and basically every time she uses the hammer, it makes her cancer worse because she's not able to do the chemo and everything because it's killing her. I don't know if they're going to kill off the Jane Foster character or not, Natalie Portman, but they got Christian Bale in to be Gore the God Butcher, which was a very interesting character from the comics. You're going to have
Great actor to play him.
great actor. I mean, you're going to have Russell Crowe playing Zeus in this movie for a short time, I've heard. And Taika Waititi, he really amazed me with how good he did with Thor Ragnarok. I think the franchise is in good hands with him calling the shots.
Yeah, I love Thor Ragnarok, but uh, just this, I don't know, man. Something about this title scares me. Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't know, man. I'm excited to see it. It's a Thor movie. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking negative about it. I mean, I'm just a
So far,
sour
all you've
fan
done
these days.
so far in
Huh?
this, all you've done is talk up Morbius and talk down the other ones, man. What's up with that?
I didn't talk up Morbius.
Hey, man, Morbius is where it's at. You don't go see it, you're a loser. Okay.
That brings us to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. There was a movie that came out. What's that been? A couple years ago. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
It's an animated movie. It was really good. It's about Miles Morales, an alternate version of
Yeah.
Spider-Man. He's Latino, I think,
Yeah.
and he gets sucked into the multiverse. Basically, meets an alternate version of Peter Parker, and then they end up meeting all kinds of different versions of Spider-Man. They
Right.
meet Spider Gwen, Spider Pig, and
Spider. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
that movie plays out. This is the second one in that. This is called Across the Spider Verse Part One. So I guess this is going to be a trilogy. You're going to have this one and a part two to this one. But I'll check this one out.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think the first one was definitely different. I had never seen anything like that before, and it was my oldest daughter really loved it, and now she's a big Spider-Man fan. Megan is, and I tell you, I have no doubt this second one probably and the first one won an Academy Award, believe it or not. So I mean,
Yeah,
this one, I don't know if it'll do that well, but it'll do well.
yeah. After that, man, this Into the Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse is October 7th. We're pushing Halloween at this point in the year. Uh, so I guess me and you, we did the Halloween thing last year. Went and watched Halloween Kills. I didn't even know there was another Halloween. Of course, they say the saga of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode comes to a spine-chilling climax. Yeah, sure it does. In this final installment of the franchise. Yeah, sure it is.
If anybody would have saw one of the Halloween movies, Halloween Resurrection, you would have thought that saga ended at the beginning of the movie. That clearly isn't the case. So yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
It's the end until somebody else convinces another person in Hollywood they can make a few bucks off of this character. But we'll go see this, man. It's Halloween's a good Halloween franchise. It's probably the best, my favorite horror franchise, other than the George Romero movies. They'll always be at the top of my list. But
Now,
under
Halloween will
him,
always be my favorite horror franchise. It's always been tops for me.
yeah. If you're talking about slasher, it's definitely on top for me. After this, we got Black Adam, which comes out October 21st. This is a DC character. Uh, I don't know anything about this character, man. What can you tell me about it?
I believe it or not, that's not a character I'm very overly familiar with either, except I know he's a villain that's always on the opposite side of the Shazam character.
Yeah,
So I think if anybody's, and I saw Shazam, I don't know if I think you did as well. I think that him interacting with Shazam and Superman, I think it's going to be because basically Black Adam's kind of a villain. So I think it's going to be a very interesting movie, and of course, if The Rock's in it, it'll make big money.
now, is Superman rumored to be in this?
I don't know. Henry Cavill supposedly has one more appearance contractually with Warner Brothers as Superman, and they have yet to determine when they're going to actually have him appear. It's mind boggling. I mean, he's the best Superman they've had since Christopher Reeve, and they can't seem to find time to put this guy in the Superman suit again.
Yeah, I know it's ridiculous, man. I came out of Batman v Superman, which I actually liked the movie, but at the end when they left with Superman dead, and I knew the next movie coming out was Justice League, I was like, if they spend half of Justice League with Superman being dead, they're a bunch of morons, man. You can't
I
have
know.
a Justice League movie with Superman dead for half the movie, and
Yeah,
of course that's what they did.
yeah. That was very bad.
The background of this character, it says nearly 5,000 years after he was bestowed with the almighty powers of the Egyptian gods and imprisoned just as quickly, Black Adam is freed from his earthly tomb, ready to unleash his unique form of justice on the modern world. So we'll see about it. You said that he interacts with Shazam a lot.
Yep, he's
Uh,
supposed to be a major antagonist for Shazam. Is my understanding.
Yeah, which brings me, I'll go ahead and skip ahead to this one coming out December 16th, so it'll be shortly after Black Adam, is Shazam Fury of the Gods,
Yep.
which we got a picture here of uh, for on the IMDb for this movie. You got Shazam, Aquaman, and Black Adam together. So uh, we'll see about that. I like the first Shazam. I
Yep.
thought it was a fun movie, man. It reminded me like a superhero version of the movie Big with Tom Hanks.
That's a good comparison. I'd agree with that.
Yeah. So the next one on our list, let me close this one out. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, November 11th this year. I'm curious to see this. I hate that. I've been trying to think of his name for two
Chadwick
hours now. Who?
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman, man. That guy was a really good actor, and
Yes, he
it's
was.
really sad that he passed away. I liked him in the movie about Jackie Robinson. What was it called? 41.
I think
And
so.
and then he was also in. I don't care who it's about. I usually love biopics. I mean, I went to the theater by myself. I'm not even a rap fan, and I went to the theater by myself and saw uh, the NWA movie about the rap group NWA
Yeah.
with Ice Cube's actual son played him when he was younger. And then I also went and watched the Notorious B.I.G. biopic. And I'm not
Okay.
even a rap fan, but I like biopics, man. And Chadwick Boseman was in the the James Brown biopic, and he done a really good job in that.
Right.
But that's a rabbit hole I probably didn't need to go down. But this is the sequel to the Black Panther movie, and they have to. I don't know what they're going to do as far as the story goes, since the actor that played Black Panther passed away,
Okay.
sadly.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea, any rumors of what they're going to do?
The rumors I've heard is that Winston Duke, who played M'Baka, I think he's going to be the one that's going to take over the Black Panther mantle. They'll say Chadwick Boseman. They'll say T'Challa died somehow, and that basically M'Baka is taking the mantle of Black Panther in his stead. Is what I've heard.
Okay, that brings us to the franchise that is able to bleed money out of a turnip, and that would be Creed Part 3, coming out November 23rd of 2022. It's hard to believe this started back in the mid 1970s with an actor that was not very popular that wrote and directed a movie about a down and out boxer who ends up getting a title shot. And here we are 40 years later almost, and we're still getting money out of this out of this franchise.
The thing that bothers me is about this is the fact that the probably the most underrated character of the entire Rocky saga, my favorite, Clubber Lang, they have never brought him back in any capacity. I mean, have his son out there or something. I mean, it's unreal. You had Drago in the previous movie. Well, I mean, I don't understand what these guys are doing.
They might bring a connection with Clubber Lang back in this one, man. It's hard to tell, but I like the Creed movies, man. I like the first one. I like the second one. It's just funny that uh, Stallone keeps getting money out of this thing, man. I mean, Rocky. Don't get me wrong, Rocky's one of the uh, all-time best franchises in Hollywood history, but uh,
Why
if
Stallone's so full? He knows what he's doing.
yeah, if it still works, man, more power to him.
Yeah.
After this, a couple that I missed that I'm coming back to now because it wasn't on the original list that I researched. At the end of this month, I'm excited for this. A series come to Disney Plus, Moon Knight, starring what's his guy's name, Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Uh, Says a former U.S. Marine struggling with dissociative identity disorder is granted the powers of an Egyptian moon god. He soon finds out that these newfound powers can be both a blessing and a curse to his troubled life. It kind of reminds me, if I was just looking at it, of an MCU version of Batman. What do
That's
you know about this character?
I know little. I know very little about Moon Knight. He's another character that didn't really interest me when I read comics, and I still read comics, and he still doesn't interest me. But I will watch the show because Oscar Isaac is a good actor, and I'm willing to give the character a chance. He is supposed to be the Marvel version of Batman, so we'll see. We'll see how close it comes.
Yeah. And then the last one I'm going to touch on is the big one, man. The trailer for it dropped last night, so I want to devote a few minutes to this. The Obi-Wan Kenobi television series that's coming out in May. On May 25th, it will premiere of this year, May 25th. So that's just a little bit over 2 months away. And they dropped a trailer for it last night. This takes place in the time between Obi-Wan dropping Luke Skywalker off at Owen Lars's homestead, to keep him protected, and then he disappears into the distance to oversee Luke. And this is covering that time frame between that event taking place and A New Hope, the very first Star Wars movie that came out. And if you didn't watch the animated series, the Clone Wars and Rebels, there was a lot of stuff in this trailer that's from those animated series that you might be lost on watching this series, not know who they are. I would say they'll do a good job of introducing them to people that didn't watch the animated series. But I mean, it looks good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just very skeptical of Star Wars right now, and there's a couple casting moves that I've seen in this trailer that makes me skeptical.
Yeah, I know. We talked about. We had talked off the air about some of these moves, and you may be right on that. But I think getting Ewan McGregor back to play a role that he excelled in, I think that's going to be the big seller. And Hayden Christensen coming back as Anakin, and then of course we now also hear that Ian McDermott will be reprising Emperor Palpatine for this series, and I think it's a good move. Unlike the Fall of Skywalker, bringing Palpatine back for this time period is an excellent move. Take
It
advantage of
makes
it. That's why
sense.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I hope he shows up. I'm excited that we saw some of the Inquisitors. We saw the fifth brother. I didn't notice that the seventh sister was in
Yeah.
there anywhere. Uh, what's some more stuff, man? We know Hayden Christensen's coming back. He's going to be Darth Vader. Uh, just throwing this around in my own head, there's some stuff I can see him doing. The line from the uh, Return of the Jedi where Vader tells Luke, Obi-Wan once thought as you do, when Luke's trying to get him to, or trying to tell him he senses the good in him. I wouldn't, I don't doubt that we'll see Obi-Wan try to turn uh, Anakin back to the light in this series. I also wouldn't, I don't doubt that Obi-Wan, uh, Vader will find out that Luke is his son in this, because Vader's the one that reveals that to Luke in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that stuff that's possible.
Well, not only that, but on a something that goes along with this, Marvel's doing a series right now. They do the Star Wars comics as well since they own it, and it's called Crimson Reign. There is this thing that's going on where Kira is trying to bring down Palpatine, trying to sow chaos in the galaxy, and that basically hurt that Vader and Palpatine are going after her. So that tells you a lot of stuff is going on in this time period. So I don't know if that will ever mix into what's going on for the Obi-Wan series or not. But I tell you, there's a lot of possibilities what they can do with this story. Stay away from post Return of the Jedi and play in this playground. You can do some really good things.
Yeah, I agree, man. Uh, I mean, we could literally see Darth Maul still in this series.
You could.
I'd like to see him just throw all that stuff in here, man. I mean, this trailer started last night, and I was kind of surprised. I mean, which gives me more reason to not doubt that they might would throw Darth Maul in here in some capacity, because they played Duel of the Fates not 10 seconds into this trailer.
Yeah. I,
So I mean, we'll see.
I think there's a good chance you could see that on there. Sam Witwer did put out a tweet of something that said something about Kenobi, so I think there may be something to that.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm looking forward to this. I'm probably looking forward to this one more than any of the Disney Plus stuff Lucasfilm's put out so far. Hopefully, this will be the series that starts drawing me back into the Star Wars hype. Couple of
It could,
the couple of the lead characters I seen in the trailer, though, I'm very, very skeptical.
I think if the Obi-Wan series can't get you back, man.
It's going to be hard after that.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. If this don't get me back, it's going to be hard. But anyways, that's all we got for this episode, for this video. That's everything that we're excited about coming out this year. If there's something you're looking forward to coming out that we missed, just shoot us a message on our Facebook group, Armchair Fandom, or leave a comment in the comments below what you'd like for us to cover, or a movie you'd like for us to watch and review. It can be something we've never seen before, and we'll check it out and get back to you on it. And remember, subscribe to our channel, click the like button on the videos you enjoy, hit the notification bell, and leave comments in the comment section below. Find us on Facebook at Facebook group Armchair Fandom, and on Twitter at armchair_fandom. Anything
options if you want to interact with Darth Pane, which my Sith videos will be coming up down the road at some point, so everybody stay tuned.
All right. Ashley, have a good night, man. Thank you. Everybody have a good evening.
All right, later.